Hello, my name is Brian Bailey, and I am so pleased to be joining the Adams County Public Library in helping them with their summer reading program. Today's stories are going to be all about penguins, and I have chosen a very special story for you today. We are going to be reading The Not So Perfect Penguin by Steve Smallman, and a copyright by QEB Publishing. Are you ready? Here we go. The Not So Perfect Penguin. On a snowy, blowy island in the middle of the sea lived a group of perfect penguins. They were smart and serious and sensible, all except for Percy, who was, well, not so perfect. The other penguins ate their dinner sensibly, but Percy always played with his food. "Eat nicely, Percy," the biggest penguin said. He's juggling. While the other penguins waddled along seriously, Percy slid on his tummy. "Be careful, Percy," the oldest penguin grumbled. The other penguins swam smoothly through the water, catching lots of fish. But Percy liked to jump and play, doing somersaults and landing with a big splash. "Look out, Percy," the smallest penguin said. "You silly penguin." When it was really cold, all the penguins huddled together. Percy felt warm and safe in the middle of the group. Oh dear, he needed to. "Ooh, Percy," the penguin said. "You smelly penguin." They went and stood away from Percy. Percy waddled away sadly. "My friends think I'm silly and smelly. I'll never be perfect for them." The snow fell harder and the wind blew stronger. "It's cold on my own," said Percy, shivering. Percy made himself a new friend from snow and ice, but the snow penguin wasn't very warm to cuddle with. Without Percy, the penguins ate their dinner sensibly. "It's so quiet," the oldest penguin said. They swam seriously without splashing. "It's rather dull," the biggest penguin said. They waddled along in a straight line. "It's a bit boring," the fluffiest penguin said. "I wish Percy were here," the smallest penguin said. "What will happen to Percy?" the oldest penguin said. "He's all alone in the freezing cold." The penguins began to worry, so they waddled off the swirling snow to look for Percy. "Percy! Percy! Oh, Percy, where are you?" In an icy cave, they found two snow penguins. One had lost its beak, but the other looked familiar. It was Percy! All the penguins gathered around and cuddled him. Slowly, slowly, the snow began to melt. Drip, drip, drip. When Percy's flippers were free of snow, he stretched and then tickle, tickle, tickle. The penguins all fell down laughing. "Oh, Percy," the smallest penguin giggled. "It's good to have you back." Surrounded by happy penguins, Percy felt that maybe he didn't need to be perfect at all. His friends loved him just the way he was. So that's the Not So Perfect Penguin. What a story. And I think that we can all learn that sometimes it's okay to be different. And if you don't have people who are a little different around you, it can be very boring, don't you think? All right, so now I thought I'd take a little time to teach you about the penguins I saw in Antarctica. I was so lucky to be able to work in Antarctica, where so many of the penguin species live. Now, all penguin species live in the southern hemisphere, and a lot of them live on the continent of Antarctica, which is at the very south of our planet. Now, there are so many different types of penguins: chinstraps, Galapagos, macaroni, Adelie, emperor, rockhopper, Gentoo, little Australian. There are so many different types, but they all live in the southern hemisphere. That is this southern half below the equator. They live in South America, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and Antarctica. Now, the ones I'm going to talk about today are the ones I saw: the emperor, the king, the Gentoo, the Magellanic, the chinstrap, the Adelie, macaroni, and one of my favorites, the rockhopper. Now, these are Adelie penguins. They are so cool because they actually go the furthest south than any other penguin on the planet. There are loads of them. And this is a whole colony here. And when a bunch of baby penguins come together, that's called a creche. It helps to keep them protected. Now, here's a bunch of Adelies jumping into the water, but they are very tentative. Sometimes it takes them a long time to jump in the water because they're afraid of predators, like the orca or killer whale. So cool. And also the leopard seal. Now, the leopard seal has this mouth full of big, sharp teeth. Look how big that head is. This is a very large female I came across on an iceberg. Oh, there's a little bit of poo back there. It did have a few feathers in it. Wow, she is beautiful. Now, they also have to be wary of these birds called brown skuas because they'll snatch the chicks or the eggs. And then we have the Gentoo penguin. Here's a Gentoo running. Look how funny they are. Oh, they're so clumsy out of the water. Now, penguins feed their young through a process called regurgitation. They'll go out to the ocean and catch krill or fish, and then they regurgitate. Good luck, parents, trying to explain that one. Now, here's another Gentoo hopping along clumsily on the rocks. Now, they spend 75% of their time in the water, hunting for fish and krill. And when they swim like this, it's called porpoising. When they have a nesting ground together, it's called a rookery. And they make their nest out of pebbles. And this is a very special Gentoo penguin. Her name is Gertrude, and she has leucism, which means she doesn't have all the pigment that other penguins would have. But she's not an albino. Now, this is a chinstrap, and I think chinstrap penguins have got to be one of my favorite species of penguin. They are so cute. Now, they're part of the family of penguins called brushtails. That includes the Adelies, the Gentoos, and the chinstraps. Now, there he is making a nest. He actually stole that pebble from another nest. And look, you can see there's an egg or two there underneath. They usually lay 2 eggs. Now, this is a macaroni penguin that only hangs out with the chinstrap penguins. His name is Kevin, and he's a little confused. I also got to go to the island of South Georgia on the northern coast of Antarctica to see hundreds of thousands of king penguins. They are so beautiful. Hey, he's trying to eat my camera. Look in there. Look at that mouth. The tongue. It's got these little spikes on it. That's so that they can keep the krill in their mouths as they go hunting. They are absolutely amazing. They don't build nests. They hold the eggs on their feet, and then they have a pouch of feather and skin that keeps it warm. This is at St. Andrews Bay on South Georgia, and there's over 250,000 breeding pairs of king penguins. Listen to how loud they are. Wow. And by the way, they stink too. Now, their babies are so cute. I just want you to watch this chick in the back for a second. Well, you can see him flapping. Oh, they are so cute. Now, they have this downy sort of fur, but it is little feathers to keep them warm as they grow into their adult feathers. Look at this guy. He is absolutely crazy. Oh my goodness. Now I was lucky to see just one emperor penguin who seemed to be lost on an ice floe. You don't normally get to see emperor penguins on the Antarctic Peninsula because they go so far south. And this was a great picture from my friend Bernardo Alps. Now, the next penguin is the macaroni penguin. I saw them on the islands of Tristan da Cunha, Elephant Island, Gulf and Nightingale Island. And here's a closer shot of a macaroni penguin. Now, if you remember, Kevin was a macaroni penguin. Now, I also got to see the southern rockhopper. Look at those crazy feathers on its head. And look at all those little fluffy chicks. Now, they live right next to their friends, the black-browed albatross. And they formed a symbiotic relationship to protect themselves from skuas and other gulls. Now, here's the northern rockhopper. They're a little bit different. They have these really long, flowing feathers on their heads, unlike the short ones. I think this one looks like Phyllis Diller. The grandparents will know who that is. Okay, all right, kids. This one looks like Beyonce. Oh, and here they are going into the water to feed. Look how fast they go in there. Everyone's in. Everyone, come on. Everybody go in. It's our turn to go feed. Everyone go in. Oh, nope, not today, that one says. All right, and the last one I want to talk to you about is one of the banded penguins, and it's a Magellanic penguin. On the Falkland Islands, I got to see them, and they were right next to sheep. Now, they make their nest as burrows under the ground, so they dig these little burrows and protect their chicks in there. Oh, they're so wonderful. I can't believe I got to see all of these penguins. I hope you enjoyed this little presentation, and now it's craft time. For today's craft, we're going to be making this really cute northern rockhopper penguin out of a toilet paper roll and some construction paper. So you'll need to cut these out. A body, you'll have your toilet paper roll, the front crest, some googly eyes, beak, side crest, and then for the front, you'll need belly, and for the sides, flippers, and at the bottom, you'll want to make those feet. And then also color in their little toenails as well. So here's how we put it together. First, you're going to take your toilet paper roll and some Elmer's glue, and you're going to roll that black construction paper around the toilet paper roll. Make sure you glue it, hold on to it. Yeah, and then you're going to put the belly on. Now, you'll want the belly to be on the front or smooth side and not the side with the crease. All right, line that up, put it on there. And then we're going to put the flippers. Now, you'll want to bend the edges so that you can put them flush against the side, and then the flippers can stick out on the sides there. Yeah, so do both the right and the left. They need to. If not, it'll go in circles. Okay, next we're going to put on its feet. You're going to put those on the inside of the toilet paper roll and at the bottom. So you see I bent that a little bit as I glue it. So put both feet on there, and then you can just bring them down a little bit. Next, we're going to put the beak on. That's just a little orange triangle. Okay, very nice. And now one of my favorite parts, the googly eyes. So put those little googly eyes on there. Get those at any craft store, of course. I actually got these at Family Dollar. And then the front crest. Now I'm going to put that on the inside, sticking up from the top. And now the side crest. So just like you did the flippers, you're going to bend the sides so that you can glue them flush to the edges so that those crest feathers can stick out like the northern rockhopper penguin. Of course, you can slow this down, pause whenever you want to make it, but they're so much fun for the kids. And now, I think it'd be great to have some fun with a song about penguins. What do you think? Let's do it.
Happy little, sweet little, cute little penguins. Chubby little, tiny little, funny little penguins.
Wasn't that fun? You can find the link to that song below. Well, I want to thank you all for joining me for this wonderful time we've spent together all about penguins. And remember to support your local library. Thanks for joining me. See you later.